Do you believe that you can heal yourself? Too often, we give our power away to something outside of ourselves, and rarely, if ever, trust and tap into our innate healing power and intuition. Everyone has this capability to heal in ways we never thought possible. It's your sovereign right to claim and have true health and lasting wellness. Now, here is the host of the Dr. Dolores Show, Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in our amazing world. And boy, it's amazing these days. You're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network, and I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. And, today's episode, we're going to be talking about embracing new beginnings, change, 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 lots of chaos, lots of drama. There's a lot of stuff going on in our world right now, especially in our external world. I mean, we're in very interesting times in humanity's evolution and ascension, and we are all doing the best we can. And so, what we have to remember is sometimes change and new beginnings could be really daunting and scary. And I'm hoping that after we have our little chat today, that I could give you some insights and some other possibilities to look at new beginnings from a different stance. So we're going to be embracing new beginnings today. And when there's so much uncertainty in our external world, what we have to do sometimes is just come home to ourselves and create that certainty within ourselves that no matter what is happening to us, it may be actually happening for us. That's something to kind of bite down on and let your teeth sink into. Um, and I know it really scares people a lot because our natural tendency is to want to have things in nice little boxes on a shelf, organized. And when sometimes we are thrown into the realms of endings and beginnings, we start to go crazy because our little world is going topsy-turvy and we can't control it. And unfortunately, for many people who are control fiends, recovering one here, is that we try to control it even more to make it stay the way it was. And maybe you need to look at things from a different perspective. Things happen not to us, for us. And I know I already said that, but it's worth repeating because energetically, we're just in a different place, a different time than what we were maybe when we created or manifested what we are being asked to remove from our life or what's being removed from our lives. And when you're able to look at things from that perspective and not get triggered by those things and triggered by that that feeling of uncertainty and that overwhelm, it's a very powerful catalyst for growth and transformation. So I just invite you to just sit with all of that for a moment because trust me, we are all going through changes all the time. Some of them are small little changes, um, you know, or some of them might be very abrupt and, very, how could I say it, show stopping, where, maybe all of a sudden you lose your job, or maybe all of a sudden a family member gets sick, or maybe all of a sudden you need to pick up your life and move someplace else. It's really, we're always evolving and changing. Okay. So that's just part of cycles, and when you look at life in general, life is a series of cycles, and endings and beginnings are natural. I love looking at things from an energetic standpoint because everything is energy. And when we're always in creation mode, okay? But one thing you have to remember is that who you were just even a day ago is a different energy than who you are now. So take that back maybe 5 or 6 years ago. Who you were 5 or 6 years ago was completely different energetically than who you are now. So sometimes energetically, we outlive the expiration date of what we had created before because we're just hanging on for dear life because God forbid it's just scary out there. I just, I'm clinging on with my fingernails and it's just like I'm one by one I'm lifting them up and I'm only hanging on by one now, but it's just like it could be very scary for us, especially the fear of the unknown and what's to come. Um, we always have a tendency to go down the rabbit hole of what could possibly go wrong or what's the doom and gloom that's coming. And I invite you just to shift that. Just be excited about, okay, all right, I lost my job. Now what? What are the possibilities? It's about, yes, you could go down the rabbit hole and have a pity party and woe is me and stuff like that. And by all means, please do that if you need to, but don't stay stuck there. It's just like grieve the loss of what is happening, but also open the door and allow yourself to step through the threshold of what is possible coming to you. Because energetically, it may be way more aligned in ways that you have no idea that until you get out of your own way and just allow it to come to you, you're going to be so amazingly surprised. So, change offers opportunities for healing, growth, and, stepping into your true potential. And as you are putting yourself first and allowing yourself to take a step through that doorway, you are opening up endless possibilities. Okay. We talked about the fear of the unknown and the self doubt thing. And sometimes we doubt ourselves that we're capable to move forward or we don't have what it takes to start over again. I've known some amazing, I've known some people who've had amazing transformations in my life where it seemed like it was doom and gloom, yet they were able to pivot and make something different for and create something different for themselves just by changing their attitude and what they say to themselves. Because we really are in charge. It's not something outside of us that's creating our reality. We start from ground zero, from self. We're the ones that are able to manifest and create. And if you have any doubt about that, look at your life and look at your surroundings within your life. You've created all of that. We're amazing manifestors and creators. Now it's time to add that component of awareness to that. So you are aware of what and mindful of what you are actually creating for yourself. It's about shifting your mindset. And fear and excitement are kind of very similar in one aspect, okay? It's an emotion, it's an experience. But when we reframe fear as excitement, we're able to make that pivot to focus on what's to come and be excited about, you know, what may be showing up next for us. It's about shifting your perspective and just allowing yourself just to be, not about doing something, but just allowing yourself to be and to receive what is coming towards you. Because I know I was told this and I have experienced this personally. Everything you ever want for yourself has already been created energetically. It just sometimes is vibrating at a different frequency than maybe where you currently are. or you're starting to raise your frequency and doing some mindful activities and being more aware. And so you're raising your vibration and frequency. So the things that are in your energy field that you desire, you're becoming more of an energetic alignment to those things that are there. And guess what? When there's an energetic alignment, you're going to be able to see things that maybe you weren't able to see before. And they were like ships passing in the night. So I invite you just to sit with that and just, let that sink in for you. Everything you ever wanted in your life is there for you already energetically. It's just vibrating at a different frequency and capability. And we may not be quite there yet. And so, how do we get to that point? We work on ourselves. We do things to raise our frequency and vibration. Mindful activity is one of them. Being aware of what you say to yourself in the quiet and the basement of your mind. It's just being having that awareness, and that awareness is the key that's going to unlock the lock that's going to allow you to look at your life from a completely different perspective. And when you're able to create your life from that point, you're unstoppable. You have that certainty within yourself and that inner knowing and that wisdom. So I just invite you to just sit with that and just know that that's available for you as well. Okay. Some of the other things to navigate transitions, and I think a lot of people are going to be going through a lot of transitions right now. I live in the United States, and trust me, there's a lot of stuff going on, but not just the United States. I think globally, everybody's going through massive shifts and changes. So, our best MO, and I want to say survival tools to maneuver through this, is to look at things from a different perspective, even though we may not agree with what's going on. What's not happening on the external are definitely triggers. Okay. These triggers are really allowing us to dig deep within ourselves as to why you're being triggered. Okay. And then sitting with what those triggers are. I feel it's an opportunity for us to heal a lot of things so that there is more of the old energy dissolving instead of moving forward with us, because there's no place for that old energy to go with where humanity is evolving to. So, get excited about, changes and new beginnings, because it is an exciting time. And yeah, it could be an exciting and a scary time all at the same time, but you know what? Choose the excitement versus being scared and going down fear. And like I said, the most important thing, change is happening for you, not to you. And just be curious about life. There's a lot of things that are out there right now that are kind of wonky and sideways. And actually, it's kind of funny because I'm just going to address this too, is like, please do not lose your sense of humor, because there's a lot to laugh about. And when you lose your sense of humor, it's over, folks. You don't, when you are able to see the humor in situations, you win. And, just know that we're all going to get through this, believe me. And when we embrace new beginnings, this is where we are opening that doorway and stepping through that threshold to creating a new reality. So we are getting ready to go on our first break already. I can't believe it. And you're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network. And I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. And when we come back, we'll just share some more about embracing new beginnings.
Do you trust your instincts? Many of us don't. Yet this is the key to connecting to your innate healer within